The third type of neglect is what's been described by Pat Crittenden as depressed, passive and physical neglect. And David Howe summarises the experience very well. The parents are lost in an empty world of their own. This may be because the parents themselves are so damaged by their own experiences during childhood, or it may be because of alcohol or drug misuse issues. For these kind of families, life isn't going to be that different under lockdown. That COVID may well just pass them by. It's just something else to think about. Why should we bother? Life's not going to change. It's not affecting us. What may happen is that certain features of depressed neglect are exacerbated, such as lack of hygiene and physical care. These are often a problem in terms of families exhibiting a depressed, passive and physical neglectful style, but will be exacerbated during a period where hygiene is particularly important. These children are very unlikely to be going to school. Their attendance was likely to have been poor prior to COVID, but they will not be getting any kind of support or stimulation within the home. These are likely to be families where there are very few toys, games, maybe a TV on in the corner of the room, but it's more like background noise rather than something that people are engaged with. Likewise, food may be in very short supply. Parents may be dependent on food banks. They may not have bothered to access the food vouchers that are available to them. They may be having problems in terms of their benefits. But these are families that are very much dependent on support from practitioners. And with the reduced availability of that support, many of these issues will just pass them by. And as a consequence, children may be on a very poor diet. They may be hungry a lot of the time. Rent arrears may be mounting up, and so on. If one of their own parents dies, then the depressed, neglectful parent themselves may just let it wash over them. There may be no obvious signs of grieving. Oh yeah? Right. They may not even bother to tell the children. The children may not appreciate the significance of a death in the family. For children during lockdown, there is no escape from this empty world. These children will escape to the refuge of schools, where often they get a lot of support and assistance. They'll be unable to make sense of the changed world in which they find themselves, and as time goes by, they will become more lethargic, and their curiosity for what's going on will just reduce because, well, who's there to answer any questions? Who's there to stimulate them? And they become subsumed into this empty world. They'll become more and more listless and aimless, blank and vacant, because the only way to survive is, if you can't beat them, join them and just take on this empty world. This is the most damaging form of neglect for children at any time, and is going to be exacerbated by lockdown and COVID. And it is essential, therefore, that practitioners really get a way in to explore this empty world of these depressed, neglectful families, to find out exactly what is going on. And if practitioners are unable to provide a stimulating environment where all the child's needs are at while keeping them within the home, then these are the very children who need to be removed, because the long-term damage from living in such an environment may well carry through childhood to adolescence and beyond.